Dusty, how's it going?
It's going great, man. Feeling good. How about yourself?
Oh, I feel amazing, man. I'm really grateful for you taking the time to jump on today with me. And guys, for those of you who don't know Dusty, he's got an amazing podcast. He's an entrepreneur. He's a dad. We knew each other for quite a while before we started working together. And then once we started talking every week, we built a great relationship. But Dusty, can you briefly describe yourself and what it is that you do?
Absolutely. Yeah, first and foremost, I'm a husband and a father before anything, and I'm in the network marketing field, which has allowed me to not only help provide but to be present. And so I kind of say it in that order because this type of business and residual income has allowed me to earn money and be home with the kids. And so those are the kind of my main two focal points. But I help people with their health and wellness, and I also help people make money. And that's kind of transitioned as it's grown into me really focusing on empowerment. And you mentioned the podcast. It's called the Lift Others Up podcast, which is just interviewing just people with a ton of value to offer, like yourself. You were my first guest. Interviewing people, like Richard here, that are walking the walk and helping other people. And my kind of mantra has always been like, I'm not an expert, I'm not a guru. I feel like everybody's broken in one way or another. We're just trying to figure this things out. And while we're trying to figure that out and learn from other people, from books, from podcasts, or from people like yourself, why not share that with other people? So that's the focus now. So I appreciate you being a big part of that.
Yeah, amazing, bro. And can you share where you were before we started working together? And maybe touch on, kind of the place you were at and what was going on in your life before we did our program.
Absolutely. So I kind of started not feeling good about 4 years ago and developed this cough that was really persistent, especially at night when I laid down. And, in the big scheme of things, having a cough's not that big of a deal, but it was robbing me of my sleep. And so I was averaging 40 minutes to an hour a night of sleep. And I don't mean just like tossing and turning. I mean, like I would just get up and, watch Netflix and eat food because it was just like I didn't know what to do at that time. I would literally get depressed when everybody else went to sleep because I knew I was going to go the next 8 or 9 hours without having anybody to talk to, or I was going to be alone. So I was pretty depressed with the not sleeping, and just that led to other health complications. I got out of shape. I wasn't feeling good. The depression, lost a lot of confidence. I'm sure my testosterone was way down. And so I had reached out to you after kind of a big turning point. I passed out while I was driving with the family in the car. And that was a very emotional experience because of what could have happened. And
Yeah.
so went to the hospital after that, was there for 3 days and got some things figured out. And so I was kind of just turning the corner of coming off of that experience when I reached out to you and thought, okay, I need to take a big step here. I don't want to dip my toe in the water. I need mentorship. I need accountability to get back on track, and that's what prompted me to reach out to you.
Yeah, I remember you sharing that with me and I remember the time that you were going through, man, and it was crazy when we first had our initial conversation. And I mean, can you tell me, where you are now since completing the program and since we've been working together, like what's changed and how do you feel? What have your results been like, from just day one, but now that, we've completed everything and, you are, in a different place now, what does that look like?
Yeah, so it really has been an amazing transformation. So, obviously your health is going to change, right? There's no way it can't. I mean, I had a great experience with, the breathing techniques, with the cold showers, with the eating program, with the working out, and you being alongside of me that whole way to show me what to do. So, the health benefits were awesome. Lost weight, was feeling great. Confidence went way up, and which was a big deal for me. Kind of came out of that depression, and then as you guys probably already know, when you're feeling good about yourself and you get your confidence up and your self-esteem up, uh, things in your life tend to improve, right? So I have these projects that have kind of been sitting on deck for 10 years. And
Yeah.
so in the process of working with you, one of the coolest things that happened was I just felt really motivated and inspired to be like, what am I waiting for, man? So I started my Lift Others Up podcast coming out of, working with you. You were my first
Yeah.
guest. I have a company called Beard Strong. There's a little hat over here in the corner. I got that launched. That website's up now. So I had all these things that were kind of in a holding pattern. And for one reason or another, I just never taken action on them. And coming out of your program and continuing to talk with you, really inspired me to take action on those things, and you helped me get those rolling. So I forever grateful for that as well, man.
Well, it's been amazing to watch, bro, and to be a part of, and it's been fantastic to see your journey. Based on the results you have so far, like where would you see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months with everything that you're doing now?
Wow, that's a great question. Well, I'm just super optimistic about the future, which is fun, right after going through a spout of depression. So I'm optimistic about where this podcast is going. I'm optimistic about launching Beard Strong, um, and I'm just feeling really good about the direction of my main source of income, the business I promote, on top of these other projects. So life's good. Side note, I had an injury. I injured my left pec recently, and in the past, that's something that just would have put me all the way out. But having the accountability and the community and the friendships that I've built with you and your group, I feel like I can bounce back. Doesn't have to be like this multiple year saga. It's like I can get back at it. So I'm super excited, man. I'm excited about the trajectory of my fitness, my businesses, and my life and my relationships in general. So very excited.
Well, I'm excited for you, man. Can you describe like while you were doing the program, as we started working together, what was the time commitment needed from you on your end? Because I think there's a misconception a lot of guys have that like they got to invest, 2 hours a day in the gym or they got to completely rewrite their whole routine. And obviously there's adjustments that got to be made, but what was the time commitment needed from you on your end to really, get everything done and really feel like you were making that progress?
Yeah, I would say, probably for me, it was probably an hour to hour and a half a day because I wanted to incorporate walking too. That was kind of a choice thing on my part, but I consider that part of the program because that was just so good for my mental health. So
Yeah,
that was my commitment. I'm sure it's gonna be different for different people. But I mean, the funny thing is the physical part, right? Any of the working out, the walking, like that's my jam anyway. Like I know for me, when I am doing those things, I feel better. I'm firing on all cylinders. I just feel good, right? So it's the other things that were a little more difficult, but that also had just great benefits. So, starting those cold showers and doing the breathing techniques and the meditations, some of those things were new for me. But not only have I continued to do some of those, but I've recommended some of them to other people because of the impact it's had on me. So, yeah.
yeah. I mean, another question I was going to ask you is, were you surprised by any particular part of the program as far as like, what I had you doing or the results that you were getting? I know you mentioned already some things like breath work and things like
Mhm.
that, but was there anything that really surprised you in the program that maybe you weren't expecting?
I think you did a really good job of laying out how it was going to look. So I don't think I was surprised necessarily by anything you had me do as much as I was surprised with the areas of my life it affected, right? Like, of course, I was expecting a change physically, I was expecting a change emotionally. But to have that kind of spill over into all these other areas of my life and really propel me to start all these things, I think that was the surprise for me.
For sure, for sure. If somebody's on the fence about working with me or jumping into the Brotherhood group, or I mean, now we've got a growing group of guys around the world, and we're doing our first live event in December as well, which I'm super excited about, and you're coming to that. But if someone's on the fence about jumping into the program, like what would you say to them?
Well, I would just say this. So a lot of people are waiting for the right time to start something new, right? Like, oh, I'll get to it here, I'll get to it there. One thing I've learned over the past several years is like life is short and it's precious. And if you could be living your life at a higher level, right? If you could be showing up as a better version of yourself, why would you wait to do that? And Rich is somebody, and this community is a group of people that can help you do that. And so I would just encourage you, there's things that maybe you can put off in your life, but I feel like your health, your mental well-being, and again, showing up as the best version of yourself, not just for you, but for your family and the people around you. This can help you do that. So there's no reason to wait, and you're going to love how you feel. You're going to love the results you get. And Rich is just an awesome guy. He's been a great friend and mentor, and so you will not be disappointed.
Well, I appreciate this, man. Thank you for taking the time to jump on for a few minutes. And I'm super proud of you, dude, and your results, and obviously the businesses and the things that you're doing now. And and you're not alone. That's the cool thing is so many of us are now doing things that we always wanted to do, or we thought, hey, like one day I'm going to get to this, or here's a dream that I want to accomplish, or here's a business I want to start, or a channel or a podcast or something. And it's like once you aligned everything, all of a sudden you're like, dude, why am I waiting to do all these things? Like, why am I not just jumping into it right now? And I remember those conversations that we had, and watching you do it now, man, it's amazing. So I'm super proud of you, and excited to see you in December as well. Really excited. And any final thoughts that you want to say to the viewers? Anything just from the heart, or anything you want to share? Final thoughts.
Yeah, I'll just say this that sometimes it's hard for people with accountability. Like, what's that going to look like? Like, nobody wants a boss, right? That feeling. But I really feel like Rich is gifted in that way. So early on, we had this experience where, you know, he was holding me accountability to some activities, and this particular thing was push-ups. I was on vacation with the family in Niagara, and I didn't do it. And we had a check-in, and I told him, I was like, yeah, I did some push-ups. I didn't do as much as I should have, but I did some. And just to kind of show you his heart, like the type of guy he is, I told him on our next check-in, I was like, hey man, I got to tell you something. Like, I'm not a liar. That's not my identity. But I told you I did it and I didn't. And he was just great. He's like, look, I understand. I forgive you. It's all good. And then he like moved me forward. And I feel like that, what's funny is like that was a big turning point for me in the program, Rich. I don't know. We haven't talked about this a ton, but just like the relationship piece to this, right? It's not like, did you do it or didn't you do it? Check. Next thing. Did you do it? It's like a check-in, like, well, what's going on, man? Like, how are you feeling? And so for me, I'm a relationship guy, right? I'm a people person, and I'm a connection person. And I would say that that's like one of your main skill sets, dude, is just being relational and caring about people. And so I think if it was a different mentor, if I had a different coach, this would have been a different experience. But because you're great at connection and helping people through things like this, that's what made the big difference for me. So I just appreciate you, man, and I'm excited to see how this thing grows and all the people you're going to impact. I can't wait to hang out with you guys in Panama in December.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And guys, go follow Dusty. Where can they follow you and get on watching your show?
Yeah, so the YouTube channel is Lift Others Up. It's the Lift Others Up podcast. So that's where I would point you guys. It's also just released the first episode with you, Richard, on Spotify. So go check it out there.
Oh,
And
nice.
just looking forward to continuing to interview incredible guests like yourself and sharing what I learned from you guys with other people.
I love it, man. Well, guys, go follow Dusty. Check out his YouTube channel. Check out Lift Others Up podcast, and he's going to be bringing a ton of value there. And we'll see you guys on the next one.